good. I mean, it's afternoon when I'm filming this, but I don't know when you're going to be watching it. So, guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten afternoon. Anyway, yeah. So, just wanted to update you. It is the 20th of December today, and this is going to be my last vlog of the year. I am taking a break from the internet in general from the 24th of December, maybe the 23rd, we'll see, because I want to. I had a little bit of a moan in my last vlog about how I've been feeling about my body, and yeah, I'm just not getting much out of Instagram at the moment. It's just making me... It's weird because even following people that are like plus size and body positive is making me feel crap, because I still look at them and be like, oh yeah, but they've got a really nice figure and I haven't. So yeah, I'm just in a weird mood, I think, at the moment. So I decided that after this week, I'm going to spend a couple of hours tomorrow filming my top 10s of the year to schedule for you guys, and then I'm just gonna kind of hibernate for a week or two. I haven't actually decided when I'm gonna pick up the camera again after that. You guys on YouTube probably won't have any kind of delay because I am pre-filming a couple of videos, but just know that behind the scenes I'm hopefully going to be spending a week too full in a slight coma. I am going to embark on 2 projects next year, and actually I'm really excited by them. So I obviously have been filming all the books on my TBR video, which is why I'm sat down here on the floor. I just did this shelf here and crawling around on my knees. I am too old for that. So my biggest projects of 2023 are going to be to clear my NetGalley backlist and to clear my, well, I say clear my physical TBR. I know for a fact that I'm not going to fully clear my physical TBR, but just to get it down. And today I have watched both Olivia's Catastrophe and La M. I will leave their links below. Talk about this challenge that they're doing where they're kind of pitting themselves against each other, where it's to see who can reduce their TBR the most next year. And I'm going to unofficially join in with that, I think. Their rules, I believe, is that they both start at 0. So every time you take a book off your TBR, either by reading it or unhauling it, you go down. Every time you add a book to your TBR, and I'm going to include NetGalley. I'm not going to include ebooks that aren't NetGalley, but I'm just not going to be buying them either. So, or maybe I should then. No, because my 2 goals are to reduce my physical TBR and my NetGalley backlist. So any books that I read via audiobook, if I don't have a physical copy as well, or they're not on NetGalley, I'm not going to count them. So yeah, I'm quite competitive, so we'll see if that spurs me on. I mean, I've said this about 50 times on this channel, I feel like I don't know who I am, and so I'm still trying to work out the finer details of it. I struggle to stick to goals where if they're not strict enough, I find ways to cheat myself out of them, but if they're too strict, I get like paralyzed by the fear of failure, I think. So basically the one thing that I want to do, I'm setting myself a kind of, calling it 100-day reset, and I think I've worked out that 100 days from the 1st of January is till about the 10th of April. Now I don't have any plans really between January and April apart from sleep. So yeah, I'm going to use that 100 days to do things to try and sort out my morning routine, to try and declutter, to just try and get to know myself a little bit more. I'm not putting myself on a no spend, But I am going to put a list of things that I'm not allowed to buy, cosmetics being one of them, because I very rarely wear them. And also I get into the habit of kind of buying things that I think I need and I don't. So I know a couple of you have messaged me saying that without diagnosing, have I ever looked into an ADHD diagnosis? And a lot of the things that I've been looking at do seem to fit, and compulsive spending is one of those. And I realised that even, I mean, like I've said to you before, like I convince myself that I only shop second hand, but when I actually look at the books and the clothes and things that I've bought new in the past 12 months, I don't just buy second hand. I get, if I come up with a new hobby that I want to do, or I'm a big collector, so if I see something, I then want to collect the whole set. And so me and Tom have kind of come up with this thing that I said to him, like, I need help with this. So if I want to buy something, I'm not allowed to buy anything offline now, from now till whenever. If I see something offline that I want to buy, whether it's Etsy, Vinted, any kind of, I keep getting drawn in by like Joni clothing. I've never owned anything Joni. No, that's a lie. I have a Joni skirt that doesn't fit me, but I bought it in a charity shop. So if I see something that I really want, I'm going to send him a link and he's going to keep a list. And then after 30 days, I'm going to go back and say, do I still want that? I'm not going to buy any clothes, shoes, accessories, anything, while I try and figure out who I am, what my style is. So hopefully the little bit of kind of spending money that I do give myself each week is just going to accumulate. I've put a separate Monzo pot, which I have locked until it's either the 10th or 11th of April. And then, yeah, we will revisit it then. Nana is asleep. I feel like I say that in every clip here, but I think it's because I actually come and talk to you. I look naked. I'm not naked, I promise. I come and sit and talk to you when she's asleep. I am just going to go and do a dance workout because I've been enjoying those. And then I think I'm going to put my feet up with a hot chocolate and a book, because those are two things that I know that I enjoy. So I will hopefully come back to you tomorrow. I'm going to wash my hair later. And I'm going to paint my nails, so I might look a bit less dishevelled tomorrow, but I'm not promising anything. So, it is Christmas Eve, and you are getting the last update from me of 2022. It won't be the last video. I have already pre-filmed. You will have seen one video on Saturday, one video coming up next Saturday, but this is the last time I will be talking to you in 2022, and what a year it has been. Christmas 2021, I was working in a job that I absolutely loved. I spent Christmas Day at work and absolutely loved it. And what a roller coaster of a year 2022 has been. I just wanted to pop on and talk books with you before I clock off for the year. Tom was laughing at me because he was like, you know, your job is a carer for Nana, so you don't actually get to clock off for the year. And I was like, thanks, but I'm actually enjoying kind of clocking off of social media, because I just want to I like seeing this as a job now. It helps me set more kind of clear boundaries with it. Not a job that pays the bills, unfortunately, but nonetheless. Stop rambling, Charlotte. Let's talk about the 3 books that I finished, the 1 book that I DNF'd, and the 4 books that I am still reading and intend to finish before the end of the year. So firstly, I reread Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas by Adam Kay. This has got trigger warnings for abortion and sexual health stuff, medical stuff, all of the in-between, but this was a reread for me. Still really enjoyed it. Still can't give Adam Kay a 5-star because I think he's a bit condescending, but I do think he did a hell of a lot for the junior doctors, and I think in a climate where nurses and paramedics are on strike now, this kind of thing needs to be more public, because I think unless you've worked in the NHS, you have no idea the pressures that people are under. That's that. I then read More Weird Things Customers Say in Bookshops by Jane Campbell. Fantastic book. This and her first book, Weird Things Customers Say in Bookshops, fantastic. I really enjoy Jen's channel. And yeah, really enjoyed that. It was a fun little book. It made me laugh. I flew through it. A book that, again, I loved, and I think I'm going to give this one 4.5 stars, and that is The Christmas Carols by Mel Taylor Besant. I listened to this on audiobook along with reading it. Highly recommend doing it that way, because there are some absolutely gorgeous illustrations, absolutely beautiful sprayed edges, and if you listen to it via Scribd like I did, the narrator is fantastic. So basically, the carols celebrate Christmas all year round, and it's not until Holly Carroll starts at a mainstream school that she realises that not everybody does that. And this book was really hard hitting at points. It was really it was the most festive read I think I've read this year, but also it made me cry. There is a sequel to this, and there is going to be a 3rd book out next year. I may try and squeeze in listening to the sequel over the next few days, because our plans are pretty much to eat, sleep, play board games and watch movies. So I'm going to try and get some reading in as well. Book that I DNF'd, this was a NetGalley arc, and I think that Aoife is going to unfriend me. But that's A Million to One by Adiba Jagajar. I can never say her name without getting it wrong, but oh, where do I start with this? Okay, so I love Adiba's writing style. Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating is one of the best sapphic YA books I have ever read. I say YA, they're kind of on the cusp of middle grade and YA, I think, these books. But this one, I got about 25% in and I was just bored. We're following 4 different character arcs, and to me, there was really nothing that made the characters stand out as different people, so I wasn't always sure who I was following. Historical fiction isn't my thing anyway, but there have been some real crackers that I found in historical fiction, but this just didn't do it for me. And at the 25% when I DNF'd, they just got on the Titanic, and I don't know, I expected it to be like tension building, but there just wasn't. I didn't want to pick it up, and I think this one firmly has to sit in the It's Not You, It's Me book, because I know that she's a fantastic author, but this book just wasn't the one for me. So I'm just going to erase that from my memory and pretend that didn't happen. These are the 4 books that I am still currently reading. I've got The Christmas Catch, The Little Christmas Kitchen, and Midnight in Everwood are all really festive books, which I'm really enjoying all of these. I don't think any of these is going to be less than a 4-star. And then I am also reading A Girlhood by Carolyn Haynes, which again, I don't rate non-fiction, but if I did, I think this one would be a high 4 or 5 stars. But I will talk about all of those more when I have finished them. I tell you what I have just decided. I'm going to put this video live tomorrow. So as you're watching this, it is Christmas Eve and you're going to get all the festive feels. I'm then going to change up my schedule for next week. And on Wednesday, you'll get a top 10 non-romance books of the year, followed on Saturday with my top 10 romance books of the year. So I hope if you're watching this today, you have a fantastic festive period, whatever you celebrate. Even if you're not celebrating this year, I hope you get some rest. And if you don't, I'm sorry. I wish that I could give everybody the day off and that, but the world still has to turn. And if you are working over this festive period, thank you so much for what you're doing for us. And until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.